What's up, my bearded bros? TheBeardedMaine-iac here. I gotta go vote soon, so I'm gonna make this relatively quickly. If you want any in-depth explanations on who fell where, just ask about a team in the comment section down below. Normally, I would not do this. I would do a longer video, but like I said, I have to go travel to vote, so I'm gonna be going to do that. So today is gonna need to be a shorter upload. I do apologize for any inconvenience, but if you are new to the series, don't forget it's a podcast style video. Biggest gainer on the left, biggest loser on the right. I will go over their movement and stuff like that, maybe some keys. It shouldn't be too long. At number 32, we have the Oakland Raiders trading away Amari Cooper. Proved to be a little bit more of a hurt so far, but we have to wait until the draft to see if they got their money's worth. It's interesting, this team looked awful against the 49ers and Nick Mullins in his first start. And then you have the Bills with one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in NFL history, Nathan Peterman. I don't know how he still has a job. This Bills defense could be a championship caliber defense, but they have to carry Nathan Peterman. That's enough said. You have the Cardinals at number 30, who benefit from a bad Bills and Raiders team to jump up on a bye week. Then you have the 49ers. Nick Mullins made an incredible start. He made C.J. Beathard, I believe, expendable in the offseason, so good for them. Moving up 3 spots to 29 is not easy to do when you are the worst team in the NFL. But Nick Mullins gave him a spark I didn't think this 49ers team had. Hopefully he keeps it up. Then you have the Giants and Browns and Jets all staying pat at 28th, 27th, and 26th respectively. Giants, O-line's garbage. Inconsistent as hell. Makes it hard in Saquon Barkley. Makes it hard for Eli Manning to do the one thing he's good at, which is throw the ball. He's not very mobile anymore, so the offensive line is just holding him back so bad. Coaching change for Cleveland. I'm not sure if it mattered too much. Baker Mayfield's still kind of inconsistent. Jarvis Landry finally had a good game. Nick Chubb had an okay game, but they were facing up against a better team in the Chiefs. So to be beaten down is kind of to be expected. And then you have the Jets, Sam Darnold with 4 interceptions. If he keeps playing like this, I might have to start tipping the Jets down a little bit lower than what I have been putting them. But like I've said before many times, he's a rookie, so I'm not going to carve him up too much for it. It's to be expected to have growing pains. And then you have the Broncos at number 24 with an injury to their center in the trade of Demaryius Thomas. It's not looking too good for the Broncos, but if their replacement can fill in nicely, they do have a positive outlook on the season. They're not out of it yet, but maybe they start planning for next year. And then you have the Lions dropping a spot to 24. Terrible loss. Their defense still looks predictable, and I still can't explain why they would trade Golden Tate. I mean, it makes no sense to me. Their offense looked off, and that's not good when you rely on your offense to lead you to victory, and it looks off. And your head coach fires your special teams coordinator. Ugh, it's kind of an ugly situation right now. And then you have the Bucs starting Ryan Fitzpatrick over Jameis Winston. Said a lot to me about the coach. He values winning this season more than his job, because obviously you think, it's like if he wanted to keep his job, he'd be like, oh yeah, we have Jameis Winston for the future, we have to start him. But no, he didn't let that stand in the way, and Fitzpatrick had a decent game. They lost, but they were in it near the end, or at least kind of in it. But Colts come off a bye week. They're number 22, moving up 3 spots, getting healthier with Marlon Mack, Andrew Luck, and T.Y. Hilton. This team could be dangerous, and their defense is very underrated as well. Gerard Davis, I believe is his name, has had a good rookie season so far. And you have the Cowboys getting 1 spot. Yes, they lost, but their offense looked more solid with Amari Cooper in the first half. I think their biggest issue in this one was they didn't run enough Ezekiel Elliott in the second half. Who knows, they could have contended, but play calling was still kind of bad, and Dak Prescott didn't play great football as well. It kind of cost them. And then you have the Jags dropping 1 spot off a bye week, and that's mainly because at number 19 we have the Falcons, who moved up a spot with a good win. Julio Jones played well. Their offense played well. Their defense still struggling a little bit, but if they can keep clicking, this team could be a surprise team for the NFC South. Sure, they have to have some things go their way, but crazier shit has happened. And then at number 18, we have the Dolphins staying pat, staying even where they were. facing off against the Jets. They got 4 interceptions, but it's the Jets. They didn't manage too much on offense, and that kind of cost them a little bit. And you have Seahawks dropping 1 spot, switching with the Titans. Seahawks are at 17 now. Tough loss for them, but they were facing the Chargers. I will give them credit for that. Chargers are one of the best teams in the league, personally, in my opinion. So to lose by only 8 is actually not that bad. And they were in it for most of the game. Granted, it was because of the kicker for the Chargers, but they were still in it. And you have the Titans who beat the Cowboys. Defense really stepped up here. Mariota is inconsistent as he looked at the beginning with 2 fumbles, kind of turned it around and led the team to victory. Big improvement by the wide receivers with their ball handling skills. That was really nice to see. Good for the Titans. And then at 15 and 14 respective, we have the Bears and Eagles. Eagles at 14 coming off a bye, so I didn't really feel it fair to move them around too much. The Bears played the Bills. And consistency and quality of opponent are 2 of my most important factors most of the time. I'm not going to say all the time because I do make exceptions, but like I said before when I said something about the Bills, Nathan Peterman is one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. So to beat him is not much of an accomplishment. If they would have beat Derek Anderson, I probably would have gave him a little bit more credit because that's just how bad Nathan Peterman is. But with Khalil Mack gets back, this Bears team could bounce right back into the thick of the NFC race. And then at the Packers at number 13 dropped a spot. Green Bay did look solid for most of the week in New England until they started suffering injuries throughout the game. Hopefully nothing too serious. This young secondary did look pretty good. Didn't suffer too much from the loss of Clinton-Dix due to the trade. But a couple crucial fumbles, couple of crucial injuries towards the later part of the game, like Ryan Bulaga and Kevin King, were kind of, I think, factors in New England taking control. Still a good team, though. When you have Aaron Rodgers, you always have a chance. And then you have the Bengals at number 12, gaining a spot, coming off a bye week. More so because of the Packers' loss than anything. I have questions about the injury to A.J. Green and what's going on. But I think this is an offense that has enough weapons to overcome it. Whether they do or not will be answered this coming week. And whether they need to be knocked down or not will also be answered as well. And then you have the Ravens at number 11 losing a spot. Tough week to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But every time there's a divisional game, there's no telling what will happen. Upsets can happen any given week, even if it's the Browns-Ravens. I'm not saying it would, but saying it can. Defense played okay. Joe Flacco, one of the big reasons why they lost, missed some wide open Lamar Jackson towards the end zone early on in the game that could have gave him momentum. Then you have the Redskins at number 10 dropping 3 spots. Interesting because I almost wanted to drop them further. They did lose 3 key players, but until I see how their replacements handle it, I can't really drop them too much more than that. They didn't trade anybody away. They acquired Clinton-Dix to shore up that defense, and the secondary does look like it will have to carry this team, and it looks like it is actually capable of carrying this team as well. So hopefully there's good things for there. Hopefully the 3 players who got sent on IR do heal up and do bounce back for next year because they are fun to watch. And hopefully the Redskins team doesn't suffer too much because they are in the NFC East lead, so they do deserve at least some credit for that. And then you have the Texans at number 2 riding a really hot win streak with DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Miller all coming back and doing really well over the last few weeks. Demaryius Thomas adds another dimension to that offense as well. Yeah, you lost Will Fuller, but adding Demaryius Thomas does shore up that wide receiver position maybe a little bit better just because you have another veteran presence and you have another really good route runner on that offense that a young rookie like Deshaun Watson can lead against, and that defense does look really solid as well. And then you have the Vikings at number 8 staying even. Good win for them, but their offense didn't manage too much, and their quality of opponent wasn't too high in the Detroit Lions, but they still managed to win. Good for them. Hopefully they keep it. Hopefully their offense does get a little bit more production out of Kirk Cousins. Then I believe he didn't reach 200 yards, but Dalvin Cook had a really good game, and that's really encouraging for a Vikings team. Then you have the Steelers gaining 2 spots. James Conner had a really good game. Le'Veon Bell, who I don't think he's coming back this year. Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster had decent games as well. Defense had a better game. The pass rush looked solid. Their run defense looked better too against Alex Collins. I'm not sure if it was more Alex Collins than them, but still looked better. And you have the Panthers, Chargers, and Patriots respectively staying even where they were last time. The Panthers 6th, Chargers 5th, Patriots 4th. All coming off a good win. All defenses having solid performances. All offense also having solid performances as well. Doing what they needed to do to win against decent opponents. With the Patriots possibly having the toughest one in the Packers. Chargers against the Seahawks. And Cam Newton had a really good game for the Panthers, but I don't even think he was star of the game. To me, I believe it's Curtis Samuel. And Christian McCaffrey had a tremendous game for the Panthers. Good for them. That team is not going to be a team you want to face in the playoffs this year. And then the major shakeup, we had the Rams dropping from number 1 to number 3. They lost to the Saints. Their defense and secondary, who cannot make tackles. I'm looking at you. I believe your name is Joyner. Join the damn doghouse, because you cost your team a lot throughout that game, because I noticed multiple plays where he just absolutely missed on a tackle, or a guy just absolutely bulldozed him. Did that cost him the game in the end? Who's to tell? But still, that secondary looked exposed. Like Marcus Peters on that Michael Thomas touchdown when the Saints were only up by 3, got exposed. And that's the weak spot. This Rams team is tremendous. This offense is tremendous. Wide receiving, quarterback, and running back, and even the tight end looked really, really good. Run defense looked really good. Pass defense looked like shit. And then you have the Saints moving up 1 spot, beating the Rams. Any of these 3 teams do still have a merit to be number 1. But personally, to me, the Saints belong at number 2. Not because they're not the best team in the league, but because I think the team ahead of them is just a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more athletic. It's not. If I could, these teams would be number 1. Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, they look tremendous. The defense looks better than it has been. And I can't wait to see how this team continues to perform throughout the year. Can they remain with only 1 loss throughout the season? That would be freaking exciting. And you have the Chiefs at number 1, moving up 1 spot, taking the throne from the LA Rams, courtesy of the Saints beating them. But this offense is something special. If you take out Kelsey, Tyreek Hill has a good game. If you somehow take out Kelsey and Hill, Kareem Hunt has a good game. I don't see how you stop this offense. Even when they lost to the Patriots didn't stop this offense. The Patriots could not stop this offense. The only way the Patriots beat them was the Patriots scored more than them. And that's not something almost any team can do. And the crazy thing about this is their defense is getting better every week because they're getting healthier. And when Eric Berry comes back, they could be the favorites to win the Super Bowl. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. You have a good week. Peace!